Okay, that's awesome. Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and I thought in this video, let me discuss which Lexus RX I think I'd buy based on performance only. I don't have any pricing, sorry, I'm looking at the sheets, no pricing. But I thought it'd be interesting, can I look at the differences between like this, which is a gasoline only, non-hybrid 2023 Lexus RX versus say the 350h. I can talk about a little bit because we drove it on the way out. And then I have a segment in this video, I'll show you the 500h, the big guy, the fully hybrid with the bigger engine, lots of horsepower, lots of torque, and some interesting features in that one, including something I didn't talk about, but it's actually got rear steer kind of assist where it turns the outside wheels about 4 degrees to help you steer better into corners at higher speeds, and also steer a little bit better and corner better at lower speeds. So you're pulling into a spot, so you're pulling in a parking spot, it actually would turn those wheels a little bit and you can corner that much tighter. But I thought this is interesting. This is the 2.5 liter, 2.4 liter gas. Sorry, the numbers are interesting. They have a 2.5, a 2.4, they have a CVT, they have a 8-speed in this one, but in the 500h, it's a 6-speed. I mean, they've made this rather confusing in my opinion, but different customers, different needs. And so this is at 275 horsepower at 6,000 RPMs and 317 pound-feet of torque between 1,700 and 3,600 RPMs. And so max torque, probably gonna be 3,600 RPM for all the max torque. So, yeah, interesting. This has got 21-inch wheels, which are optional in this trim level that you can get down to 19 on the base trim. So basically, you're gonna have 4 powertrain choices. You have this one, which is the base. You have another one, which is the hybrid with a CVT. Then you have another hybrid with a 6-speed automatic transmission, and then you have a plug-in hybrid as well. They do have a plug-in hybrid here, but I'm not going to get a chance to drive it. It's European spec at the moment, and until that launches later on, you know, it'll be fine. You'll just get more range, electric power only. Then you have the gas and the engine performance as well. So with this one, it's interesting. I don't have the same obviously experiences I do in the 500h, which you'll see here in a minute. I do have this in sport mode, so I drove that 500h first. But when you get on it, it does throw you back a little bit, and then the biggest difference is when you brake hard. I didn't even brake that hard. Let me get a better spot to brake because lots of people watching. So I want to check this out because here later in this video when I show that 500h, I did the Direct 4 system, which allows you to brake better and accelerate better without throwing your body back and forth in the cabin. So let's get on top of this hill. We're in wine country here in California, outside of Santa Barbara. I guess it's not Napa area. Maybe it is. I don't really know. But there's a lot of vineyards around. We're actually having lunch at a vineyard. And so this one, the steering response isn't as sharp as it is in the 500h. Again, both vehicles are going to be in sport mode. And then I'm going to get to the top. I'm going to just drop this stuff down because it's fine anyways. So I'm doing about the same as I did earlier, about 60 miles an hour, and then taking one for the team. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely not as smooth as you'll see later in another video. That was interesting. So the car was kind of shaking a little bit. The tires were kind of kicking a little bit. It was trying to grab as tight as it could, and so it definitely moved around a little bit. Now, do you do that braking all the time in vehicles? Oh, hell no, you don't. But if you need to, it is interesting. Let's go ahead and play that 500h video because I gotta think about this for a minute. I'm gonna put myself in timeout. Watch that other part of the video. All right, hold on. Like literally. I'm interrupting that video to talk to you about the 500h. So I happened to go to lunch, and after lunch they had the 500h available. So this is, like I said, the 2023 Lexus RX 500h F Sport Performance all-wheel drive. It is the Mac Daddy of RX SUVs, and I'm in sport mode. I have the 6-speed automatic transmission and direct shift. I have 366 horsepower. I have 406 foot-pounds of torque, 406 foot-pounds of torque, 2,000, 3,000 RPMs, and this sucker moves. Like, what's great about it, not just off-the-line speed, but also your passing speed is unreal. I mean, it really gets you up and going a lot quicker. There's some conversation at lunch about the 350h having the CVT and being a little bit not as quick as this is. And I'm going to tell you what, after driving them both kind of relatively back to back in the same day, you know, a few hours apart, if I were to buy one and I wanted to drive, well, I know which one I'm choosing. Okay, that's awesome. All right, so it's a full second quicker. It's a much better torque curve. You get much more torque at lower RPMs, so you're much quicker offline. Steering wise, it's fairly tight and responsive as far as, again, I'm in sport mode, so it's going to be a little bit tighter steering wheel inputs. And whoops, I'm doing 50 and a 25 apparently. That's not right. There's no way. People are flying by me. Anyways, this is the Lexus, like I said, Lexus 500h, and it is the one that if you want performance, this is the one to have. Fuel economy, be damned. This is the one you want to drive. Trust me. This is it's gonna be a good afternoon. All right, one more thing I want to test out on this, and I'm gonna add into this video, is this has got that new Direct 4 system that's supposed to apply the brakes basically evenly so my head doesn't fly forward putting the brakes on. So I'm in these twisty roads. I don't see anybody really behind me. I'm gonna go this twist, and this thing has been fun. This thing corners well. Not sports car cornering, not like, oh my god, cornering, but for an SUV, I feel like it does really well. It doesn't have a lot of body roll either. All right, so let's check out the brakes. Let's say, all right, do one for the team. Huh? My head didn't move at all. So let me hit the accelerator so my head flies back. Wow. Yeah, that's really evenly balanced, and I'm impressed by that. I mean, I felt like even though the vehicle was coming to a sudden stop and I could feel the vehicle going suddenly, my head didn't feel like it needed to go forward. So like if I come over here and I try it again, let's try it one more time. Let's say this. I mean, my body comes forward with the seatbelt, but if I were to, have my head's back, right, if my hands were back, God, I can't talk today. I don't like when I can't talk, but if I were to drive and put my hands in a wheel, and I was gonna go out to somebody, I'm doing 50, I'm doing 60. Huh. It's not bad at all. Excuse me, all my stuff's on the floor now. Let me pull over and get that. But yeah, that's, it stops, then acceleration. Yeah, I go back a little bit, but it's not like it's, yeah. And oh, by the way, even though it is not a V8, not a V6, it does have a little bit of an exhaust note that's kind of pleasing to hear. And yeah, having a lot of fun. Okay, so now let's talk about this all together. So we have, again, the 3 powertrains you can buy right now at launch. We have the 4th one, the plug-in's coming later on. I would tell you for everyday driving, as far as, you know, a nice vehicle to get around, everyday driving, you're not looking to do much sports stuff with this, I like the gas myself. The CVT and the hybrid is interesting. The continuous variable transmission, you do hear a little bit more. It's not quite as quick as I want it to be. I mean, it is as quick, but it doesn't have the same feeling. I think this gas is just fine. You know, yeah, you can do hybrid, you can go better fuel economy if you want to pay for that extra premium, but I tend to believe just this base gas is pretty darn good. You know, now if I were to no money options, no problems, I can buy whatever I want, I'm buying the 500h. Yeah, that's interesting. And this is actually a front-wheel drive. It's not all-wheel drive version as well. Yeah, it still gets up okay. I mean, it doesn't blow me away as the 500h does, and it's not quite as impressive, I would think, as the 300h because of that electric powertrain. But the 350h, I don't know. I don't know if it's really worth all the money. Now, fuel economy wise, it is several fuel economy mile per gallon better, and so something to take into consideration for next vehicle. But I think if you're going to drive this around in normal mode and normal driving, I think the 350 or 350h are really where it's going to be, and that 500h, that, my friend, is for a fun day at the track, or a spirited driving experience, or hell, just for showing off. That's the ticket. All right, hey, that's all I got for you in this video. Check the videos over here. I got tons of stuff. Actually did a video as well where I measured out the 4x8, whether a sheet of plywood fit in the back of the vehicle. Yeah, those are the questions you guys asked me, and I did it for you. I get tape measure. We figured that out. All right, website down below, pickuptrucktalk.com. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you down the road.